everyone. I'm Bridget Peoples. Welcome to my channel. Today I have the honor and pleasure of having psychic medium Christine Mattingly. She is not only a psychic medium, she also does tarot cards. And today we're in for a big treat. She's going to do a tarot reading on me for all of you to see. So I'm super excited. And please let us know if you have any questions. I will have a space where you have her contact information for both of us at the end of the video. So thank you. Welcome, Christine.
Hi, thank you so much. And Bridget, it's just an honor to finally sit down with you today. Thank you.
Oh my gosh, it's my pleasure. I love anyone that does psychic work, period, because it's just like my passion. It's what I do as well. What got you started?
Well, the long and the short of it is, I didn't understand my gift until after my husband passed away back in April 2020.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, and so after he passed, of course, immediately I went to find a medium that could help me, right?
Yeah.
And I did. And it was really funny because her gift is such where she will go ahead and she gets the message and she puts it down in a text and she sends it to you. And I remember the third message that she gave me, she outright asked me, "Are you a medium?" And I'm like, "No, I'm an empath." And of course she was communicating for me and my past husband. And she said, "Well, your husband says you're a medium." I'm like, "Well, that explains a lot."
Yes. And especially when you don't know and you've had like no formal training and you don't know where to go. That kind of happened to me, 20 some years ago. It was like, I always knew, probably like you as a child, because like I said, your husband tells me we've known each other, which we talked about. But interestingly, even as a child, if you were to go back and just kind of look and go, okay, show me, it's amazing how quickly that book just goes, all these images of the things that we've read and or known in the past. And a lot of people, as you know, if we say something that strikes that chord, they instantly shut it down because it scares the heck out of them.
Right.
And how do you handle that? Because I'm sure when you heard you were a medium, you were probably like, no. Or did you have that flooding moment where all these images came?
Well, I mean, it just at that moment, I just kind of sat there. My first response was no. And then I'm like, okay, well, this explains a lot. It really, really does. And so, of course, in the middle of our messaging, I was like asking my own questions. My poor husband had to go wait in line again.
I love
Yeah,
it.
so she ended up becoming my mentor and my teacher.
Wow.
And she ended up turning into a really good friend.
That's
So,
fantastic. That's
yeah.
amazing. It's just incredible that, because I like you, I have a lot of people that reach out and they want me to teach. I've taught a lot in the past, but I haven't really done any in the past couple of years, and it's one of those things that some of these people are just incredibly amazing and they go on, to do some really good things. For me, it's all about promoting all of us and just educating the public, educating the world that there's so many of us that really have that given ability at birth. It's our birthright to have this ability, but it's like riding a bike or learning to swim. The more you practice, the better you get. Wouldn't you agree with that?
I do agree with you
Yeah,
wholeheartedly.
yeah.
Wholeheartedly.
How many, so did you end up taking classes or how did you develop your skills?
Well, of course, and it was really funny because this all happened in the middle of COVID. And so, in the very beginning when we could not leave our houses. And of course, I went and tried to Google, and I was new to the area. And I Googled, the spiritualistic churches in my neighborhood, because you can't drive around. You can't do anything. I just went looking for resource after resource after resource. And where I ended up going was I found a bunch of groups with like-minded people. And then there were some teachers that offered Zoom groups for beginners. And and then you got to go into that community and experience your gift and have somebody help you with other like-minded people that were doing the same thing that you were doing. It was a beautiful experience, beautiful. And
And
I
I
still
love
go
that.
into the Zoom groups. I still go into the Zoom classes because it's, you always have to keep it going.
Oh yeah, there's always something new. And like when people they ask me questions or they'll say, well, this other medium or psychic told me this. And I say, well, of course they're going to tell you something different because we have a different walk of life. We have different experiences. I can get a reading from 3 different people that I love on the same subject, and it's interesting because I know as well myself, I just need, the confirmation every once in a while, how us mediums are. And
Yeah,
it's funny though, they all are so different. And I don't discount anything they've said because I know it comes from that past experience, that knowledge base, that life path that we've chosen. That's how they show us images. Like I, many years ago, had a miscarriage. And so I recognize that when I do reading for someone, if that child's coming through. I know that it's not a live birth, type of thing, where another person who hasn't had that experience isn't going to quite pick up on that experience is kind of the best way I think to describe that. And so when people, and I'll tell, oh, this person told me this or this person told me that, I always tell them, and you probably do too, a good rule of thumb is if you can validate the information, continue with that person. That's what I tell them. I said, I'm gonna be honest
exactly.
with you because everyone's at a different level, and so that's just how I am. I just let's do that. So I'm so glad. You might even, if you're up to it, do you teach classes? Are you teaching classes at this time?
I am not, but it's really
Okay.
strange you should bring that up because it's just
They
like
told me to ask.
yeah, in the last week or two, I have been approached over and over again. And literally about 45 minutes before we got together, it was asked again. And I'm like, I guess it's time, but not
Say,
right now.
that's why they're like, ask if she teaches classes. I'm like, okay, wait, give me a minute. Let her speak. It's
Right?
funny because they all like to chime in. And so since you've been hearing it all day and then they have me bring it up, obviously that's the confirmation I think that you need, that it is time to dust off whatever that is you want to dust off and start those classes. So the fun part for you, I think, is going to be, what do you want to teach? What are you comfortable with?
Exactly. As I think a lot of us, especially in the very beginning, we don't pay mindful attention to meditation.
Oh, yes.
We get really lazy and then we start to beat ourselves up a little bit. So I think that maybe I would like to start with just basic fundamentals of meditation and maybe have some circles going with this meditation. Because I mean, you get a group of people together in a meditation. I mean, that stuff just rises right up. I mean, it's an incredible experience. So
Yeah.
thinking about doing that, and I've been approached by several people about wanting to learn and asking me to start a group for tarot reading.
Oh, that would be good.
Yeah.
That would be good. I know I was actually had been contemplating, it's funny with the meditation, that's them, it's sticking it back to me, by the way. Through you, it's like, okay, you have to do this. So yeah, I thought about doing a group Zoom where they can just jump on and do a meditation and just set it out there. It's not going to, cost anybody anything. Just click on it this time, click on the link, 100 people can show up. Let's just meditate for 15 minutes, just to get it started, to get them, like you said, that basic fundamental, so they have some place to start. And that would get me in the practice of doing it more as well.
Exactly.
Yeah. So it's a win-win for all of us, and Spirit's like, just do it. And you're like, okay. But let's get to it. So I'm excited. You're going to do my tarot card reading. So what deck are we using and what are we doing today?
But today we're going to use the our just good old Rider deck. That's all we're going to do. And I do have some angel cards that I may throw down, and I do have an oracle deck to make it a little softer, a little kinder, and a little easier. Because we all know tarot has a tendency of slapping you in the face sometimes.
I know. That's why I don't use it very often. It's funny you talk about tarot. I have one little tarot deck, and mine is Miss Cleo's deck. Remember Miss Cleo?
I do.
I was in a store, a metaphysical store in a small little town, and I turned around to look at cards, and I'm like, oh my God, it's Miss Cleo. So I just had to get it because it was so funny, but God, are they accurate? It's creepy.
Yep, it is.
I love it.
All right. So before we started, what I did is I did pray over the deck, and I've invited Archangel Michael to join us. And I've also invited your guides and my guides to join us. And just a gentle reminder that energy is fluid.
Yes.
And we all have free will anyways.
Yes.
Okay. So Miss Bridget, did you want any clarification on anything in particular today?
Yeah, just what's coming up in the next 30 days.
Okay. Okay, and so typically what I do is I do a really good shuffle, and I shuffled really well before we got together this afternoon. And I don't pick the cards. I let spirit pick the cards.
Absolutely. I love that. And that's a good one for people to know and hear that, because not everyone realizes that it's really energy driven. It's not us. And when cards fall out of like our deck right of our hands, that's a reason. You know, but we're very much. Now, could you describe if you get a sensation as to which card to pick? How does that work for you?
There's just, I kind of let it happen. I stopped questioning it a long time ago. I just have like a lot of trust. And so an occasional, when you get like a bunch of flyers, you just say thank you.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you. Yeah. And you just have a really good sense of gratitude around it. And you just kind of know, and especially when you turn them over and you start seeing it, you're like, of course you knew the whole time. Thank you.
I know. It's just confirmation.
Right?
That's how I look at it. Yes. Yes. I'm always humbled. So thank you for doing this for me. I'm excited.
Okay, let's go. Okay. Ooh. Oh, wow, this was fast and easy. All right, here we go. Okay. So what I've done is I have 5 cards on the table, and that's how I kind of get my story for now. There will be some clarification. I also, after I get done, the bottom card is very important. So I use this for the clarification on the overall tone for the reading.
Oh, okay.
And it's really quite beautiful because you ended up getting the King of Wands for your overall tone. Okay. You're very alpha. You're very motivated. You want to go forward. This is, I mean, if you're actually wanting to start anything new right now, as far as an enterprise or something a little bit more creative, you're in a really good position to start doing that right now. And you can go forward with no problem. And I really like the first card that you got, because it just kind of confirms, actually your whole row confirms it for me. It's actually quite beautiful. But your first card on what you want to start and what you want to kind of go forward with, guess what? You've got the 4 of Wands. And I really like this because a lot of the other tarot card readers, and I do it now too, because, you know, hey, this is the halfway card to marriage, right?
Oh, wow.
So you're halfway there.
Okay.
Halfway there to success. So whatever success that you're trying to brew up and start, keep on going. You basically have the universe's blessing, and I'll get to that card in a second. on this is a really good thing. And then if you also notice here, these 2 wands form a really nice 11-11. In a numerology and in angel numbers, 11-11 really stands for you're on the right path. Keep going. Keep going. We have your back. Okay. And it's really interesting because you have another wand. You've got the Page of Wands. So you're going to have something that's actually starting fresh and brand new. Basically, he is the messenger, and he wants you to actually start your creative process right away. You may even get a little bit more information on what that's supposed to be, but you're going to be very, very successful. Now, I really like this because what he's doing, what I'm looking at and how I'm looking at it, your next card is the Star card. And I like this because how it's positioned, he is literally looking right at the star. He's going towards the star, which is important because the star card, there's a lot of healing that has been happening. You do have one toe basically dipped into your idea of what you would like to do. And the really cool part about this is there's actually going to be a lot of success coming your way. You might even be in the spotlight a little bit because of it.
Okay.
So people are going to start saying your name a little bit more.
Okay, that'll be very cool. That'll be fun.
Yeah, and it's really quite nice because right next to that, we now have the 7 of Pentacles. So they want you to keep on growing your idea. You have a really strong foundation here. And I really like him a lot because basically what he reminds me of the farmer tending to what he needs. This is his food. This is his life and he's tending to it. But look how relaxed he is. And he's just kind of looking at it. He's not sweating. He's not hunched over. He's very comfortable with everything that he's starting to grow and manifest into what he wants. This is a really good time. This is also a wand. He's got a wand with the pentacles. So keep moving forward into this. You're going to be very, very, very successful in the next 2 weeks. So I think you've got something brewing that you want to start, a new creative idea. And they're saying, yes, keep on using your intuition. You've got this. It's going to come into balance because I really like that she has the cup of waters going back and forth. You do have your toe in the water with this idea, and you're going to be extremely successful. This is the sun in the background. The sun is prosperity. The sun is rejuvenation. The sun is growth. The sun is celebration. You made it to the finish line. They want you to keep on going. You are extremely intuitive. We already know this. And they want you to keep on using that intuition because you actually know the direction that you actually want to go into. It's just that simple. How are we doing so far, Bridget?
Pretty good. Yes, I'm just like, okay, now, but what is it they want me to do? Like you said, I have a lot of ideas. And at my work, it presented also a new beginning, something different. But I'm like, my path is my spiritual work. That's just where I want to be. But I have like 4 ideas that they showed me to do. One is so that I could work from home, but not necessarily doing this full time, but something else full time and this part time. So it's kind of like, okay, which way do you want me to go? They give me like lots of directions. And I'm sure you get that because you know what I mean? As far as getting pulled, I have a lot of different businesses I do, and I can multitask. I'm the queen of multitask, so that I can do. Yeah.
Okay.
A little more definition.
Okay, let's pull another row. Okay. Well, you're going to be building with somebody.
Okay.
And it's going to be somebody that is going to be very beneficial. That's going to come back up for you that you may have had other dealings with. Okay. Wow. Okay. Yeah. Underneath tone for this row is the Wheel of Fortune. So it's going to be.
Just win the lottery.
That's pretty much the lottery ticket. So yeah, go ahead and buy those lottery numbers. Go ahead.
They've been giving them to me forever. Well, it's funny because I've been literally getting it for like 25 years or whatever on the freeway, and I always play them. So I finally said a couple years ago, if you really want me to continue these and have faith in these particular numbers instead of picking other numbers, instead of sticking with what they've given me, I'll do it. But you got to give me a show of good faith, and I got hit $500.
Right on.
So, yeah, and I'm like, so I sent it to my husband, and I'm going to keep it for me, So he goes and pays a bill, and I'm like, what are you doing? That was my $500. So yeah, but I will continue to play those card games, those numbers. So, but yeah, I would love to do it full time. So building with someone, interesting. That's very interesting.
Yeah, and the time is now. Mm-hmm. I mean, they're saying, yes, the time is now. And they're making it very clear that, yes, the time is now. You are moving in a more positive direction. Okay. And you will actually have help because it takes a team to build the building. I mean, this guy over here is the builder, and these 2 guys over here, they're the architects. Mm-hmm. Just to build this up, you need both. You need the builder and you need the plans to build the building. So this is going to be a nice little union. You're going to get a lot
Okay.
of help to be able to move forward. And I believe it's somebody that is coming up to help you. Somebody is re-emerging back into your life, or maybe maybe they're currently already in your life and they're just stepping up and saying, you know what, I actually have some experience with that and I know how to help you.
I know
I
who
like
that
the
is.
combination here.
Yes. Okay. I know exactly who that is. Yes.
And yeah, okay, yes, because the judgment card is right underneath the Page of Wands. So there is going to be somebody that's actually going to come in and actually help you with this. Maybe even get your creative juices kind of stirring a little bit, understanding what your path is really going to be, how to manage that path the way you're supposed to manage it. To be honest with you, I think what they're telling me is they want you to really concentrate on your building your spiritual practice in order for others to learn. So I guess you're going to be a teacher.
And when I
Because
do, okay.
because the next card is the Empress. So she is actually very the best way I can explain her is she is very fertile. Whatever she thinks, whatever I mean, she is literally the seed in the ground that was planted, and she is just growing. She's very, very, very fertile. So yes,
Wow.
you do have a bunch of ideas running around in your head, but take note, here is your crown of spiritualism. I mean, and you're willing to go ahead and share that with other people. You have a lot of strength. You're very comfortable in your own skin around your spirituality.
Yes, absolutely.
And I really do think you have an extremely good foundation to spread this out, because to germinate it, because these are it's a wheat field, and those little seeds every so often, especially in a wind, when they break apart, you can actually see them fly out into the wind, and they're replanting themselves. And that's very important. They're asking you to find a way to replant yourself with what you already know. Don't keep the wheat to yourself. Spread the seeds out as much as you possibly can, because what's going to happen is you're going to end up actually helping a lot of people with the Six of Pentacles. You're going to be in a situation where you're going to be able to feed other people your knowledge, and you're going to feel a really nice shift in the balance of this. And of course, then they're saying, oh gosh, yes, it's going to be very celebratory in a very spiritual way. So they really want you to start concentrating on what you already know, because it's going to serve. Because we did not come down here in our soul plan to learn how to pay bills. We came down here on our soul plan to learn how to love each other and leave it better. And that is what your path is to find out how to spread that out just a little bit more, because we are very hungry right now in a society that is, yeah, and we need to be lifted up. You have a way within your personal experience and your environment, no matter what you do, you have a way of lifting people up, especially when they need it the most. You do. You picked a really good career that you're doing right now to pay the bills, and you're actually doing that. Essentially, they want you to take it to the next level. Okay.
Yeah. I love when they do that. I love to teach you when it's funny, because I'm also a hypnotherapist. So I do past life regression with people. And we were visiting, and I did Rob Schwartz's past life regression class a couple months back as a birthday gift to myself. And it was really funny, because in between lives, that's exactly what I was doing, was teaching. I had these beautiful crystals around me, and I was sitting with my legs crossed, like I still do at 52. You know, I've always sat with my legs crossed, except for at the moment. But here I am with my legs crossed. I'm like just like this in the zone, and there's all these crystals, and they're like lit up around me in a circle. And it showed me that I was teaching, and I was like, oh, that's so funny that I was a teacher in between lives. It's like very cool. Very cool. I'll have to do that with you and have you on my hypno.
Right on. And I wonder also, I want to say I'm using, yeah, past life regression, because this card is all about stuff coming back up again, and you are going to have the help that you need, but with other people. But I think this is also suggesting that you should really concentrate on past life regression as well, because this is all about stuff coming back up again.
Yeah, absolutely. I love it. Okay.
And you're going to be able to help a lot of people in that process, a lot of people. And it's yeah, yeah. Yeah.
I love
Okay.
it.
Did you need
Thank
any
you.
clarification on anything in particular, Rich?
I think it's making the list. I'm writing down making the list of which ways I need to go. I know that like they have me take a break over the holidays and just do nothing. And they're having me, I keep hearing the word wait. And I'm like, oh, wait for what? Now I've known for a couple months now that something is coming between now and the end of this month. It's around the 27th to the 30th, whatever this event has been germinating. So I'm just like, ugh, I'm not sure. I'm uneasy, but I'm trying to learn to go with it, go into that flow, stepping into the energy so that I can meld with it versus react to it, if that makes sense.
It does. Okay.
So question, when you're flipping your cards like that, how do you know which ones to pick when you flip it down? Do they flip upside, right side up or?
No. Can I demonstrate? Can I move my camera?
Absolutely. Yes, please do.
All right. So here we go. So basically what I'm looking for, let's go ahead and we'll go ahead and clarify a card. I want to clarify this card. Spirit, can we please clarify the Two of Pentacles? Please clarify the Two of Pentacles.
Yes.
And it just turns over.
Okay.
Typically they'll stay face down. And the ones that stay up are the ones that we'll be working with.
Interesting. Okay, I love it.
Yeah, see, this one stayed down, but this one faced up.
Yeah. No, it's wonderful because I think that a lot of people could definitely benefit from knowing that, like how us, because I don't do cards I pull them, but again, I don't need to, but people like that. So I do it for that reason, And some days a spirit will guide me and say, okay, use your cards, but I never do it that way. I just kind of, I hold mine, I fan mine out like this, and I just go until I know where to stop, So I just kind of do mine that way, but I love how you do yours. That's just such a great way. I really love it. I'm gonna have to try it, see how it works for me. I learned something.
Right on.
Yes,
Okay,
wonderful.
so we pulled another row for you. So you've got the King of Pentacles. Your overall tone is the Strength card. So you've got the moxie to do this. So you've got the intuition, you've got the stamina, you've got the skill, you've got the knowledge, you have the continuity, and I really like right above there, there's that infinity sign. And this kind of reminds me a little bit, it's kind of a nod to me, to the Magician card. You're manifesting, and the manifestation is basically what they're trying to tell you. It's very, very strong. And again, the time is now. Just keep on doing it. Keep on doing the pre-ground work. Keep on going. Your first card is now the King of Pentacles. And now we've got the Four of Cups, the 10 of Wands, the Two of Pentacles, and the 7 of Cups. And I've already clarified the Two of Pentacles with the Page of Pentacles, the Two of Wands, and the Ace of Swords. Okay, what does all this mean? Okay. So what they're telling me is yes. And I love the fact that the King of Pentacles is sitting right on top of our Four of Wands and our Three of Pentacles. It's a really nice placement. You're going to be extremely comfortable. The help that you're going to get is going to be just as alpha as you are. You've got this going on. You're going to get the support that you need to get to this point. Now, he is very comfortable. He is very relaxed. All he has to do basically is think about it and the stuff shows up. He hardly has to put, I mean, he's so comfortable in his manifestations that he understands it can just come to him, right? You will be offered. I really love this because right on top of the Page of Wands and the Judgment card, it plainly states that you will be offered something that you need to get through this, because you're going to go through a little bit of growing pain. A little bit of growing pain. Growing pain is good.
Yes.
You will get the help and support that you need, and you will actually understand what is being offered to you, and you're going to be very comfortable in it. Now, the only thing you have to worry about is this is the end of a cycle. This is an end of a cycle. It's the 10 of Wands. You are pushing through this. You are pushing. And the best way I can explain this card is, you know, when you go grocery shopping and you open that trunk up and you see the 4,500 different bags in there, and there is no way you're going to make 2 trips. You're not going to do it. You're going to get as many bags as you possibly can and make that 1 trip. Okay. Wouldn't it just been easier if you made 2 trips? I mean, how do you move to the future? How do you move forward if you're still carrying the extra grocery bags that you don't need to carry?
That's true. Very true.
Okay. That's all that is. So you do have the 2 of Pentacles, and a lot of people get really scared with the 2 of Pentacles, and that just means you just haven't made up your mind. You're kind of wishing, you're kind of going swishy back and forth a little bit.
Yeah. They show me too many things.
Huh?
I do understand that. They show me too many things. I have, and again, as an empath and as a psychic, I pick up so many people's thoughts and feelings and emotions that I'm like, okay, where's Bridget some days? And so that's why I literally wear my stone, because I need to keep myself grounded and other people's energy away. Prayer all day long.
Exactly.
Yeah. And that doesn't scare me.
They just have to remind you that your ship is actually coming in. You are going to go into a calmer water. Okay. Yes, you've got a lot of ideas. You're very confused. Oh my God, which way should I go? You're kind of back and forth. The good news is you're going to get some clarification on this right away. Something is going to come into your direction with the Page of Pentacles. You're going to be offered. It's going to be talked about. It's going to be showed. You're going to understand it. And it's basically, this is another Pentacle card. So there's going to be a success around this from a successful person that will reach out and help you. 2 of Wands. You're on the right path. You're looking forward over your kingdom. You're trying to decide, how in the world am I going to spend all this wonderful time that I have now acquired, because it's been very successful, because you finally got the clarity that you finally needed. You finally got the truth that you finally needed from your Page of Pentacles. It's actually going to reach out and help you, which will stop all of this malarkey and confusion.
Yay! That's so exciting to hear. It's like, finally. It's true. It's, as you know, it gets a little daunting some days when you have career and home and your spiritual life. And, you know, my husband gets it. I mean, we've been married forever, so he understands what I do. But some days I feel guilty that I don't spend enough time with him or give my other, you know, my animals and stuff and people my time that they need as well. Because I like to be in this zone. And you probably can understand that. Yeah, I love it. I love my zone.
Okay, let's see if we can't get a nice little calm oracle card for you.
And it's a lot going on in my world, which I love.
Oh, I love it. I'm not going to even read it. I'm going to let you read it, and I'm going to let you say it out loud.
You were born to create. I love it.
And I just love all of this stuff that's just coming out. I mean, it's very energetically, I mean, come on.
What a beautiful deck.
It is. And it goes really nicely with the Empress card. I mean, very intuitive, very strong, very self. You have a way about you that there's an intuitive strength about you, spiritually speaking, that a lot of us are still trying to, you've reached a level that a lot of us are still trying to get to. you're going places, baby. You're going places. That's just the way it is. You were born to create. Never shut that down. Ever, ever, ever,
Yeah.
ever. I mean, you have too many cards here that says that you are a creator. You have a lot of faith in yourself. You do. You just want the direction, and the direction is going to become very clear very quickly. And you've got the moxie to do it, and you're going to have the tribe to help you. I mean, it's just that simple. People are going to start coming out of the woodworks to help you, and you're going to be very successful.
Yay. Thank you. I love that. Oh my God, that's awesome. Thank you.
You're very
Yes.
welcome.
Yes. Oh my gosh, that's wonderful. See, I love that. I love when we can definitely co-create, because there's a lot of people like yourself and like myself that are so gifted, you know, and they just need that empowerment, even if it's something just a little bit on the side, you know, to give them that calm and that peace in their life. And that's definitely where I am. You know, mainstream
Beautiful.
religion is not it. It just isn't. And people don't understand that. And I'm just like, okay. That's why I interview so many different people, because we have such beautiful stories, and yours and your awakening really did come from the loss of your husband, you know, but as you know, he's right by your side.
Always.
Yes. And it's like, he's just like right there on your shoulder. And I'm just like, doo, doo, doo. He gets a little distracting for me at times, but that's okay. But I can feel him. It's like the top. I don't know about you, but when spirits in with me comes through, they just touch the top of my head, and it just starts to tingle. So it's like I always know. And every time I'll be at work, I'll be like, people are like, who's here? You know, and I'm just like, yes, it always believe me. Thank you so much for that. I love it. I'm so grateful. And yes, I will keep you posted on who that person is that shows up. I have an idea. Couple of ideas, but I think it'll be a good thing. It's just getting out there and doing it. And like I said, I feel like there's some changes in the career that I have. And it's funny because I don't consider it a career, my regular job, you know, because this is really my passion, is getting in front of people, helping them, and helping us all spread some light, because there's so much craziness in the world right now.
There
Yes.
is.
That's great.
Thank you so much, Bridget.
Oh, my pleasure. Give me just a second. I'm going to go ahead and pause or stop our recording. All right, let's see. Here we go.